What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast. You definitely have the LDL in a lot of helmets, though. And that was one of the things that I remember you telling me about a few years ago when you first launched it. And now, I mean, you have it down in some pretty inexpensive helmets.
Right now, 70 is our lowest.
Yeah.
And we're going to launch a kid's helmet this in the end of this year. Mm-hmm. That'll be 55. So, but I want it in everything. I mean, right. I believe in it that much. You know, we see the results and the testing, and you know that I also take every time I can get somebody's crash helmet back, we take it back. I cut them open, I study them, I look at them, and now it's an official program. But initially, it was just I want to take a look at everybody's crash helmet and see how it failed, and theoretically, hopefully not failed.
Right,
but
right.
How you know
it's a failure to you if it's broken.
Yes.
Right. So you're using your industry talk there.
Right. And
so I think to back up and help you out with that story a little bit, because I've heard it and I think it's a great one. Originally, there was no, or let me back up a little bit more. Cali has a program where you buy a helmet. If you crash in it and you break it, you hit them up and you send them back the helmet, and then they give you a brand new one. And do they pay shipping?
Yeah.
So you pay shipping and you get a new helmet. So basically, you buy one helmet, you get two if you break it, right? So when you said you first started that, though, nobody in the company knew you were doing that.
Yeah, it was behind the scenes. I mean, and usually what happens, and I feel honored when people do this. Often you get an email from somebody, or get back to you and go, "Dude, I crashed. I thank you." Yeah. And I'm like, my first response is, "Oh my God, thank God I'm talking to you," because a quarter inch another way and bad shit happens, right?
Right.
So I said, so I would say, if you send me your helmet back, I'll give you a new one because I want to study it. And so it was just a thing between me and that crashed rider. Yeah. And then marketing gets hold of shit and it becomes a thing, and it's okay. Right. So, and people go, "Oh, people are going to be throwing these helmets on the ground," and you're like, you know what? No, they're not. And if the few dickheads that are going to do it, I don't care. We don't want it. Right. That's not how we want to. Do you want to stress that? I don't want to stress that. Yeah. And the conversations that I have with people who are, who have crashed, are usually just awesome. I mean, they're appreciative that we give a shit that much, that we want to know what happened. And I think for a lot of companies, it's hard, especially when they do other stuff. No offense. I mean, I think, the guys who do the full line of bikes and accessories, they have helmet guys that give a shit too, and they want to do a good job. I'm not bashing on that. But a lot of times the first response is, "Oh shit, somebody got hurt. Don't say anything." My first response is, "Are you okay? Talk to me." I want to know how you're doing. I want to know that, I mean, like we just want everybody to get up and ride again, just like anybody would, right? So it's a great program because I talk to almost everybody that sends a helmet in. Right now, my son, who's now kicking my ass riding, he's working with us, and he handles crash replacement, and he sits right next to me. He's like, "Dad, what do you think of this one?" And I'm like, "Holy shit," and we talk to the people, we find out what's going on and how they're doing, and
when I was down there, you guys had like a big, huge box that was probably like 3 or 4 feet tall and 4x4 wide, and it was just full of broken helmets. And there was some in there where I was like, all right, that was a bad day. But there was some in there, it was like, man, that was a really bad day.
We put on gloves. This is before COVID. Like I have one the other day from a guy that I mean, it was mostly from his face. It wasn't a full face helmet, and it was just, I mean, you could just see the blood everywhere.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And, but, I talked to the guy and he's just like, I'm here because I was wearing a helmet.
Right.
And we're stoked that he was. So.
Right. If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor. Before you take off, hit the like and subscribe. Be sure to check out our show sponsors, Cali Protectives, and click on the link and show more to use the discount code and save 15%.